Wow. I think you'd be seeing my face for a long time on my YouTube channel. I've been through a lot, over the past couple days. Not even the past couple days, almost the past couple of weeks. I really hadn't had a chance to really upload much, and it's kind of going to stay that way for a while. I've got a backlog. I'm trying to get through it, but that's not first on my priority. My number one priority at this point right now is just kind of staying off social media, staying off YouTube, staying off pretty much everything, getting my life back on track. There's been something that's just been in my head since maybe, I have to go through this here, quite a little while, and it's really starting to kind of dawn on me at this point in my lifetime. You go through so much at once, and when you do that, you kind of start to, it hits you, things hit you, and you start to realize where you've been, what you've been doing wrong, and what you've been doing to just hurt yourself and hurt others. So, first of all, this is kind of a little video talking about my grandmother. Her name was Mildred Smith Brock. This is on my dad's side of the family. Grandmother on my mother's side of the family died whenever she passed away on my mother's side of the family whenever I was maybe a year old. That was 1994. But my grandmother, her name was Mildred Smith Brock. She was born on Monday, February 6, 1928. She passed away on Saturday, August 8th, 2015 at 9 o'clock or 9:30 in the morning. This lady was just a fine example of a good influence in my life. She's influenced so many things in my life, by giving me, oh Lord, just everything. It's either, she always told me, keep trying, always kind of giving me some really good quotes, to kind of remember things by, and keeping my life on track. And I think it was about a month ago, she went in the hospital, but this went on before then, between my life. I feel like I had drifted away from it in more ways than one, because I was I think I was 17 or 18. I was 18, I know that. I dropped out of high school, and my grandparents were actually paying my tuition in that high school. But I dropped out of high school. I'm kind of going through a little bit of a life story, and kind of explaining things. So I don't normally explain my personal life on YouTube, but here's the thing. It needs to be done. I dropped out of high school back in 2012. It was right at the beginning of 2012, about February or March. It was due to a lot of stuff going on. My mom, or no, it was my dad first that went to the hospital for a heart catheterization. My mom, 2 months later, had to go in the hospital for a hysterectomy. If you don't know what a hysterectomy is, look it up, because I'm not going to go through that. I'm not a medical expert. But my mom went into the hospital 2 months after my dad. It was 2 months after my dad. It was in February. I remember that, 2012. She had gone in for a hysterectomy. She had cancer in her ovaries, which very early stage, and thank you, Jesus. St. Dominic pretty much saved her life, and she doesn't have to go through chemo. She hasn't had any kind of, relapses or anything. It's just we've been blessed, and she hadn't even had to see the cancer doctor for about 6 months. So she's pretty much cancer-free. So I'm going to read this out to you guys. This is just a great little memory to hold, but I'll read that out to you in just a second. First of all, I felt like, back on track, I feel like I'd kind of drifted away from my grandmother and my grandfather, but they were both married, and this is the thing, I felt like, you turn 18, you want to do so much for yourself, you want to do this, you want to do that, you want to do this, you want to do that, you don't want to having anybody tell you what to do. You feel like you're 10 feet tall once you're about 18. Happens to everybody, happened to me. Every time my grandmother or grandfather would try to tell me, get my head out my butt, politely, of course, wouldn't say it like that. They never said something like that to me. I would turn around and twist it and just create a whole whirlwind of drama on Facebook. I'd go to Facebook and write up just so many different things, like they were threatening me and blah, blah, blah. But that wasn't true. They were trying to help me by saying, they'd said it in a polite way, just get your head out to where. You rear in, and get your GED and get your life on track. I didn't listen to that. And I just kind of blew it over my shoulder and created a freaking crap storm of drama. So that's one portion of it. Didn't listen. It went on for a couple of years. It just didn't care. I ended up 21 years old, still didn't care, still didn't listen, didn't do nothing. And it wasn't until this year I just started kind of slowly realizing that I'm kind of messed up, I'd fallen into a lot in those whenever I turned 21. I'd fallen into a lot of bad things. Fallen into alcohol. I resort to alcohol for just suppressing my emotions and drink myself drunk pretty much. And some of the time I get angry. Some of the time I wouldn't be a loopy, happy-go-lucky person. But most of the time I'd be angry or emotional, depending on what kind of alcohol I'd drink and how much I'd have. Well, it wasn't until about August. It was Friday. No, it was Monday actually. A couple weeks back. Can't really remember. I know August 8th, but it was Monday. My grandmother was still in the hospital a couple weeks back, and I'd gone over to a friend's house. Figured, maybe we could have a few drinks, and everything be cool. Didn't turn out so cool. First of all, I'd had a little too much to drink, and some crap got started, and I actually just simply assaulted one of my friends, punched him in the face. And with that being said, whenever I punched him in the face, he felt that fire to punch me back. So he punched me, hit me pretty hard, and knocked me out. His other buddy, shaved part of my head, but my hair was already screwed up at that point after he had shaved my head, part of it at least, a good bit in the back. So my friend had to shave my whole head. And that's how I got this. And there's a lot of people out there. I've told, I've started up a lot of drama out there and been just kind of a little attention-seeking idiot, to say the least. And I've been kind of, not listening to people. Not listening to the elders in my family, like my grandfather, my grandmother, my aunt, all these people that have been trying to help me. And I feel like I've just blown that away and drifted away. And I feel like crap. I've pushed away so many friends that actually do care about me. And I've pushed them out of the way. I've pushed away so many things, so many people, and I've ended up in just a complete mess. So I'm going to read this out to you. I may get emotional, I'm just warning you, I don't know. But I'm going to read it and try to be strong while reading it. But Mildred Smith Brock, daughter of the late T.L. and Eunice Smith. T.L. was my great-grandfather on my grandmother's side of the family. She died on August 8, 2015. Her fairy tale marriage to James Newman Brock, the senior, that's my grandfather, lasted for 66 years. Even before that, 66 years they were married for 66 years. That's how a relationship should go. They first saw each other while in the first grade. So pretty much they knew they were perfect for each other even in the first grade. You don't find that today. Like each other from then on until their relationship became real and enduring love, which later led to their marriage. Their devotion to each other, their committed grow and they lived an inevitable and inseparable life together. She attended Utica Public School and enrolled in Hines Junior College. That's Hines Community College today. Hines Junior College. Everybody still calls it Hines Junior College. After high school graduation later, she won a voice scholarship to Belhaven University, which is what it is today. It was Belhaven College back then, where she started in the school, and she starred in the school operas. After Belhaven, Mildred was employed at Forest Hill High School for 23 years. Now that may not seem like a long time, but she loved what she did. Where she taught voice and piano. Art was one of her many talents that she put her body and soul into. Her beautiful artwork adorns many of her relatives' homes, for which she would never accept payment. One of her very young nieces could not pronounce her name, and this is where the family name kind of came into being for my cousins. The best that she could say was Bowie. Bowie. She could not say Mildred. She said Bowie all the time. That's how my cousins kind of got into the whole Bowie, calling her Bowie. I always called her Mamaw. The name stuck, causing many of her relatives to address her always as Bowie. Mildred had a brother, the late Dr. Roy Smith of Durant, Mississippi. Durant, a little to the north, but he was a doctor back in the day. And she, Debbie Brock, and her son Jimmy Brock, that's my dad, and wife. I'm sorry, I skipped the line. She is survived by her husband, James Newman Brock, her daughter Debbie Brock, her son Jimmy Brock, my dad's wife Betty Brock. Y'all know her. A lot of my friends know her. Grandson James Brock, that's me, yours truly, and sister Imogene Mazells. As many nieces and nephews. Big family tree here. Can't really go down a list of everybody. You have to put the important people in there, very first few relatives first, very close relatives. And, here's the thing. She did so many things to so many people, because at that funeral service I went to for her, the memorial funeral service, you go into First Presbyterian. The memorial service was in First Presbyterian Church of Jackson. We walked in that church, on visitation, and then people came to the memorial service. These weren't just your average, everyday friends. Whenever I look back inside that sanctuary, I glanced back for a few minutes, that sanctuary was full of people. Full of people where she had just impacted so many people's lives in such a positive way. And she did a lot of artwork. Like, she did oil paintings, she did music, she played piano, she loved to play piano. She loved planting flowers and gardening, and just so many things. She had a green thumb for gardening. She loved plant roses. I actually have a picture of one of the roses out in her garden. That's my desktop background on my computer right now. So whenever I minimize any kind of window, I'll automatically see that just stare me down in the face, and I just automatically think of it. Such a wonderful, fine lady. And the thing is, I feel like I wasted a lot of it away, of her advice that she would give me in the past. And she had given me so many positive things to look at in life. And always told me, set your mind to something and keep your mind set to that goal. There was one thing I didn't do, and I didn't set a goal. And I feel like I screwed up there. Not only that, did I screw up not setting that goal. And I'm finally setting that goal right now, because I've always had a passion for, mechanics in the automotive industry. I'm actually thinking about getting a mechanics license through either Hines Community College or Holmes Community College here in Mississippi. Going from there. But my first step is complete this GED, because yes, I'm a high school dropout. I'm still a high school dropout. I haven't gotten that GED yet. I've passed 2 out of the 4 subjects. You have math, science, social studies, and English. I passed science and social studies with flying colors. Did a great job. Math and English, not so much. I'm almost there, though. And here's the thing. I'm changing my focus. This is another reason why I'm making this video. There's another one after this. I'm changing my focus for a long time and not just focusing on my elevators and yada, 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 blah, blah, blah that goes on in my life. I'm focusing on my social life. I'm making new friends that are really good to me, really close to me, really where I can speak to in person. I know I have friends online through this elevator stuff, but that's not good enough for me. I want to make the right kind of friends and meet the right kind of people that will influence my life in the right ways and not in the wrong ways. And I've come to that conclusion that elevators just isn't the thing for me. It's not. I don't know that much. I've tried studying about it, but it's just not something I really want to get into. Over the years, it's just gotten kind of, I don't know, boring. Kind of feel like I'm stuck in a rut. I'm running out of places to film here in Jackson, and basically if I go out and film anywhere, it's usually somewhere else. You know, not even here. When I'm finding uncharted territory, or I'm meeting up with people. I enjoy meeting people, meeting new people, and talking with them. That's why I am kind of getting out of this elevator stuff, changing my focus for a good while, probably for a long time. I'm going to get through this backlog. I'm going to try to get through everything in as far as backlog. I'm still keeping my channel up, still keeping views, so that is getting me some money. Not much, but, you know, I don't care about the money. I'm going to get this out of the way, getting all these videos uploaded whenever I can. I'm not going to make it priority, obviously, but don't be surprised if you don't see videos come up for a while. But, you know, always stay subscribed because there's going to be stuff going up. Because I got stuff from Memphis, I got stuff from Columbia, Roanoke, those 3 areas. Got a few other bits and pieces going up, you know, as far as elevators and meet and greets and blah, blah, blah. But, you know, that's not really the important part right now is my YouTube channel and social media. I need to just kind of close that out for right now and just kind of focus on, and just straightly focus on my, what to look forward to and what I need to look forward to, and that's getting into college. I need to complete this high school chapter of my life because I'm freaking 22 years old. I don't need to be in high school for the rest of my dang life. I need to get into better things instead of sitting around with a bunch of rednecks doing nothing. I mean, I've met just so many awesome people over the past week. I've met someone just awesome. I mean, more or less like a sister to me than anything. Her name's Caitlin. Her boyfriend, Cameron. I've met just so many people out there, friends of hers, that are just awesome, great people. Not out there to hurt me, not out there to see me get hurt. Wanting to help me, wanting to do things right for me. And I've met just so many of those people that I can really call my true friends. And obviously people in this elevator, I really don't want to call it a community because I don't really want to stir up anything, but the people I've met, you know, that film these elevators, like Andrew Diesel Lucy, y'all know him, Andrew. Ethan S. Elevators, Liam, Long Island Elevators, Bluff City Elevators, and there's so many people out there that just made just such a positive influence in my life. And Bluff City Elevators, if you were watching this right now, if you can actually take the guts to watch this video, I just want you to, and watch it to the end. I just want to apologize to you for all the shit that I've caused in the past. Excuse my French. I do run my mouth quite a bit. But I've made, you know, I just want to apologize to you personally. Also to my buddy Vincent as well. I want to apologize to him for everything that I've caused in the past. I feel like I've been kind of a really crappy friend to just a lot of people. I want to better myself. I want to better other people's lives as well because I enjoy helping others. And I want to be there for my friends that I've made in the past, you know, through this online stuff, as well as the friends I've made, you know, in real life. I want to be there for them. There's a lot of things I've done in the past that I regret. And there's one thing my grandmother always told me. Learn from your mistakes. Learn from every mistake you make. You can't go back and correct them. You can learn from them so you won't make that same mistake. Always taught me that over the years. And I really want to do that right now. I just want to learn from those mistakes I've made in the past. And let me tell you, I made a lot of them. It's gotten my life screwed up to a point where I don't even want to talk about it. But there's a lot more going on than just that. So, and I'm not going to go into it. So, just giving you kind of the basic details. But like I said, to Trevor and Vincent both, really sorry for just all the crap that I've caused. I feel like I've been just horrible towards y'all. I feel like I've been kind of an ass in so many ways. So, you know, if you watch this video, you see it, you know, just watch this video and just try to accept my apology, and hopefully we can be friends again someday. So, listen, it's been great. It's been great, you know, almost, let's see, I started in 2007. 2007, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. It's been a great 8 years for elevator filming, but it's time for me to put that all to an end in a way. Not closing my channel down, still keeping it up, still getting this backlog done, but after this backlog's over, kind of, that's it, you know. It's time that I close the TX20 for good, kind of close the lens cover, you know, and say that's it. There may be one more video I put up and kind of make it a good last, you know, and kind of give y'all a good farewell. Like I said, I'm not going anywhere to the people that I talk to on a day-to-day basis. I still talk to y'all, but just not as much because I need to get where I'm going, get my head screwed on straight. Because there's a lot going on right now in my life. I'm not even going to get into it, but, you know, and just don't even bother asking me right now because I don't even want to go into it. So, listen, to everybody out there, thanks for a great 8 years. It's been awesome, or almost 8 years. It'll be 8 years in October. But just thanks for everything, you guys. And I just hope you guys will, you know, look at this video and understand what's going on. And kind of see that there's a lot going on, you know, where I just can't just sit in front of a computer all day and upload. I gotta do things. So, farewell, you guys. Thanks for watching this video, and hopefully you'll see me around soon.